Good evening or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I am sorry, first of all, that this week 4 video has taken me such a long time. I heard that it's been hard to hear my videos. I'm not sure what the problem is. Somebody said that this works better, so hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to go quickly through some of the questions that I received this week. The first was how I chose the specific names, and the name for the dog is just the word that means dog in Tamil, the language that the language that Muthu, Arul, and Vijay speak. The name Arul I gave because my nephew asked me about having strong male characters, and his name is Arul. So I named that character after him in honor of my nephew Arul. Vijay is named Vijay in part because I have a bit of a superstition. I loved an aunt very, very much, very dearly, and her name was Vishalam, and she is no more, but she supported me so much when I was writing, and I really wanted to honor her, I think. And so the first novel, I named my character Vidya in Climbing the Stairs. And ever after that, it's been sort of a tradition that I name my protagonists with the letter V. So hopefully, I'm not going to be running out of V names anytime soon. Ruku just came to me as Ruku. So there she is. And whoever left out, Muthu means pearl. And Muthu is named because I knew someone very much, and so I knew someone whom I loved very much, and his name was Karpaswamy Mudaliar. He was a very important person to me. He was someone who I loved very much as a young person, who gave me immense unconditional love. It was like a grandfather to me. And his son was named Muthu, and Muthu means pearl, so it's sort of in honor of him. There was another question from someone somewhere in the United States, I believe, which was about the use of silver. Why did I say silver water, silver raindrops, and silver rain? And sometimes we use repetition, just as poetry, we sometimes use repetition to emphasize something. And to stay also true to the voice of a character. If a character describes rain as silver, it would be unlikely that they would suddenly turn around and describe raindrops as gold. So it's partly that. And it's partly also certain times I think repetition is good in a book to just keep that feel through. And again, people differ on rhythm, rhyme, and repetition and the use of certain words or phrases. And some people say sometimes no, some people say sometimes yes. It's a matter of feel, it's a matter of taste more than anything. One of the questions that I had from Guelph, Ontario, Canada, was you mentioned that writing is hard and you often want to give up. So what motivates you to keep writing? And it's an excellent question. And what motivates me to keep writing is, first of all, I write because I reach people that way. I reach my readers that way. And that means the world to me. And more important, perhaps, than even that is with The Bridge Home, I know that the lives of some children have been changed. Many actually have found safer places because of the book. And that means so much to me. That's immense. To know that in some way, my work is actually doing good in the world, is actually changing lives for the better, that's worth going through a little bit of pain, worth going through the hard work that it is to write. And I think that's what keeps me motivated and humbled deeply. What breed of dog is Kuti? And I love that question. And he is a stray. So is a stray a real breed? Not usually. A stray is a mix, and Kuti is a stray. You can look up the website. There are pictures of stray dogs that I saw, stray puppies that I saw in Madras, the city that I grew up in, the city that Rukumutu Arul and Viji are in. So on the website, if you go to menu and look at the tab that has the bridge home on it and scroll down, you'll have the photographic resource which shows you dogs. There's different stray dogs, and whichever one you like best is the way that you want to imagine Kuti is absolutely fine by me, because each of you imagine him maybe slightly different, and that is what makes the book special. The fact that every reader brings something a little special to it, a little different. What is my favorite part and why? I loved writing all the parts that had all the fun in it, the laughter, the humor, those parts were the most favorite for me to write. And they weren't easy necessarily, because it's a little hard to write something that is will hopefully evoke laughter. But I loved it because that, more than anything else, I think shows you and makes you understand from inside the characters how strong they are, that they're able to laugh in that horrific situation. And it shows us that Roku, Muthu, Arul, and Viji are survivors, not victims. And that's a very important thing to me. And finally, did I ever get stuck writing the book? And no, I must say I never got stuck writing the book. I think of my writing process as puke on the page and clean up with bleach. So usually when I'm writing, I don't get stuck. There are, of course, lots of changes that I need to make. And so I work on them very hard. One of the people who's often my first reader is this person called Stephen Roxburgh, who edited Carolyn Coleman, who wrote a wonderful book called What Jamie Saw. And he's also edited books by Roald Dahl and Madeleine L'Engle and Isaac Bashevis Singer, who's a brilliant author that I hope you will read at some point. So he's someone that often gives me feedback initially. And after that, I work on it a lot. And then I work one-on-one, of course, with my editor, Nancy Paulson, whom I trust so much. And she's a brilliant editor. And she's edited so many wonderful books. And I'm so lucky to be able to work with her. And we work together. And so if I'm stuck, then I could ask her for help, obviously. And so that's a luxury that I have now. But I think if you ever get stuck with writing, any of you writers out there, then just think things through. That's something that might help you. And sometimes if the answer doesn't come right away, go to bed thinking of that problem. And sometimes the answer will come to you in a dream, perhaps. That happens to me a lot. And sometimes if you're really stuck, put it away for a while and come back to it later and see if maybe just by thinking about the characters, the answer comes to you. And for me, the way that my work is done, usually it's what I call character driven. So I know how Ruku, Arul, Muthu, and Viji are. And I know the beginning usually and the end. And what happens in between happens because of the characters. And if I know them well enough, then the story sort of forms itself. So I'd say if you get stuck, think about your characters, really get to know your characters, live with them, dream with them, breathe with them. And then hopefully you'll get unstuck. That's all for tonight. Thank you so much. And sorry again that it's late this week. Next week, I'm going to be putting up my week 5 video on Sunday. And the final video I'll try to do on a Friday or a Sunday. Thanks so much for all your wonderful questions. Look forward to hearing from all of you again in the next few days. So you'll have until all of Friday to ask me questions for this week. Thanks. Bye.